with this green economy, we can actually survive in our industry. We just had a petition filed for China dumping steel. We won that, but the job's not done. We're faced with another dilemma right now with clean energy. If we don't get clean energy legislation passed, our industry could be a dead industry. We can become extinct. Our industry, not only do we make steel tubing, but we also make cable trays, which CWA workers, they actually install their cables in our cable trays. So we're sitting right now at the forefront of this new technology and this new endeavor. So we definitely need our senators to get on board with this new legislation to save our jobs, to save my job. Because right now, we can't afford another 8 years of George Bush, with our jobs going down, going overseas, and we need to curb the unemployment and get our people back to work. So help us save our jobs, because the job's not done right now. And that's my industry. But I'd like to introduce Leon Works, who is USW Local 5965 from Freeport, Michigan. I did that. Leon is Vice President of USW Local 5965. He works in machinery repair at a company called Viking Corporation and has been there for 23 years. Job's not done. Helps Leon save his job. Leon.
Thank you, Luke. It's not just saving our jobs we want that 2 million new jobs that can be created by this. Good to be here in Pittsburgh at the heart and soul of United Steelworkers. I'm a proud member of United Steelworkers. I'm a prouder member because of the leadership position they've taken in this Blue-Green Alliance. We need this renewable energy legislation passed. We need it passed now. Renewable energy is coming, whether it comes 5 years or 10 years from now, but now is the time it has to come if we want the jobs. And that's the main drive for the steelworkers, is the job. But you can't ignore the environmental part. This is the part we've got to pass to get these jobs. Back home, I live in northern climate. I live in an underground house. I heat a little bit with wood. I have fluorescent light bulbs. I have a car that gets 30 miles a gallon or 35 miles a gallon. But what I do is a drop in the bucket compared to what this legislation will gain. With Energy Star buildings, with renewable power, wind turbines, solar panels, and things like that. But my little pet peeve is buyback tariffs. We need this legislation passed, so we know the electric companies will buy back the power produced at a certain price for a certain range. Then investors can go out and they can borrow money, they can invest their money, and they can build solar panels. We have thousands, if not millions, of acres of rooftops at shopping centers, factories. They can be producing power for us. But we have to do it now. The jobs can be gone if we wait. The job's not done yet. We need to write to our senators, email them, call them, let them know who they work for, let them know this is important legislation. Talk to your friends, your relatives, your co-workers. Make this an issue. Right now the economy is the issue and immigration is the issue, but this should be the issue. If we can create this many new jobs, those other problems are going to go away. But we need to make this an issue now. The job's not done yet, but let's get it started right here. Thank you. Next up is Tom Hoffman. He's the Western Pennsylvania Director for Clean Water Action, with 150,000 members in Pennsylvania and 15,000 in Western Pennsylvania. Clean Water Action has been a leader in fighting for clean air and water for almost 40 years. I'd like to welcome Tom up here now.
Well, I love it when our side gets together, especially after that rally this weekend where they tried to steal Dr. King's legacy. That was pretty bad. So I'm wearing two hats today. I'm the vice chair of the Allegheny group of the Sierra Club. We have 6,000 members in Allegheny County. I'm also the Western Pennsylvania Director for Clean Water Action. We have 1 million members nationwide, and 150,000 in Pennsylvania and 15,000 here in Allegheny County. And as I said, I love it when our side comes together like this. In my 22 years with labor and 3 with environmental groups, about 5 or 6 with community groups, and we start adding that up, and pretty soon you're talking real time there. I've done a lot of canvassing, and as I go door to door, I realize that the lines that get drawn between us are really kind of fake. Because when I go to somebody's door, it doesn't say, well, this is environment, this is labor, it's just a person. And all they want is a decent job. They want air and water that doesn't kill them. They want a little bit of enjoyment and some beauty in their life. And this bus tour represents a movement that does all of that. It has jobs, lots of them, maybe 46,000, maybe even as much as 70,000 jobs, for steel workers, for the trades unions, for the transit workers, for teachers, for people who work on the information highway. It produces energy that doesn't degrade our environment. It produces energy that doesn't give Pittsburgh some of the worst air in the country. It gives us energy that doesn't pollute our waters, the 3 rivers that are out here. So I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank the bus tour for stopping here in Pittsburgh, and Godspeed on the rest of your tour.